everybody, welcome to West Virginia. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019, and this is my FlossTube episode number 77. If you hear some noise in the background, Thomas is in a box and Sophie wants the box. So they're working it out amongst themselves. So you may hear some of that. But anyway, I wanted to pop in for a quick update and let you know what's been going on, and I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. It's fall here, it's chilly, and it's been raining, thank goodness. And last week, after my video Tuesday night, I actually ended up in the hospital. I hadn't been feeling good for a few days, and they determined that my potassium was extremely low magnesium, and I was dehydrated, and my heart was just fluttering, and it was scary. It was scary. So they recharged my batteries, and I've just been taking it easy this week. I had been painting some furniture, and I think the fumes and just not taking care of myself, it all was just a perfect storm to land me in the hospital. So PSA, please, 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 whatever you do, if you're my age, you know, getting up there, just make sure you take care of your potassium. Make sure you're getting potassium in your diet. Potassium is necessary for your muscle function, and your heart is a muscle. So if your potassium's low, your heart's not going to function correctly, and mine wasn't. So everything's fine though. The first EKG was wonky, but they got me lined out. Worst night of my life. I didn't have my CPAP with me, so I was waking myself up every 10 minutes, and then they were coming in, poking and prodding, and I got no sleep. It was just terrible. But you know, doctor told me to take it easy. I've been taking it easy. I've been getting lots of fluids, making sure my water, multivitamin, things like that. So I'm feeling better than I was, but I'm still nowhere near 100%. So just please be careful, okay? Be careful with that, because it's very important that we take care of ourselves. We can't take care of others and what we need to take care of unless we're healthy ourselves. So I learned a lesson, and I learned to pay more attention. I learned to take some time for myself, you know, as far as my body and taking care of my body. I mean, I take time for myself. I stitch, I do things that I like to do, but sometimes I neglect, you know, taking care of my body, and I've put on quite a bit of weight, and I need to work on that as well. So just take it for what it's worth, and take care of your make sure your nutritional values are met, and make sure you're hydrating. Okay, just a PSA from me to you. So needless to say, I'm behind on everything, even more than I was. So I've been stitching a little bit. I haven't been stitching much this week at all. I just haven't felt like it. So I will show you what I've got, and I'm looking down my notes. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to film is in this room, so be patient with me. I'll figure it out eventually. Last week it was not the right place. So I have a couple favorite finds to show you. My niece is renting she's moving. She's renting a house that has been vacant for a while. And this man had inherited his aunt's property. Well, his aunt had passed away a number of years ago, and the house has just been used for them when they come home to stay in, and they decided to rent it out. So they moved all of her things out that they wanted, and they left several things. And she called me and she said, I've got some things that you might want and you might be interested in. So she sent me up a box or two of goodies, and oh my gosh, some beautiful, beautiful vintage things. But I wanted your help. I wanted to see if you could help me with these. So I've pulled these out of the box, and we pulled them out individually, okay? And they do look like ashtrays, you know, they're scalloped, you know, but I wasn't sure if they were ashtrays or not. There are 3 different sizes, and my husband said they look like they stack, and sure enough, they do. They stack, and I looked it up, and they are ashtrays. They are just stackable ashtrays, and they're deep. like for cigars, you know, your cigarette would go pretty far in there. So they're just beautiful. But I was just wondering if anybody remembers, if you're familiar with these or you remember who made them. I can't find any information as far as who made them. There was a version of these that were Italian, made in Italy, but these were different. These little like handle things were different on the Italian ones. So I'm just curious, does anybody have any memory of these? I love them. I'm going to keep them. They're just beautiful. So that was definitely a favorite find for the week, and I was tickled that she shared those with me. Excuse me for going off frame here. I've got things everywhere. And then this was also in one of the boxes. And there were several of these just white ceramic pieces, and they're just beautiful. I kept her because she's just beautiful, and she's holding a rose. And I just fell in love with her. So I'm hanging on to her. And they're just, there's no hallmark or anything. They're just ceramic. I don't know if the lady had actually glazed these and fired them herself or what, but they're just beautiful. I love things like this. They're so pretty. It's right next to my rose sampler up there. Love it. So those are my favorite finds for the week. I've got a couple other things that I want to show you, but I'll show you those next week when I get things lined out a little better. All right, I've got some whips, and like I said, I've worked on 2 projects this week. 2 projects. And the first one is another of my mania starts for the year. This is, after I finish this one, I'll have 2 left of 16 starts. I did ornaments from the Just Cross Stitch ornament issues. So I'm wanting to get these finished by the end of the year. So this is Penny Angel by Primitive Needle. And I chose this one because I remember where I was when Lisa Roswell passed away, the designer for Primitive Needle. And I just wanted to do a piece to commemorate her. And I found this one in the 2009 Just Cross Stitch issue, and I fell in love with it, and I just wanted to do it. So I have been using this one for my daily 30. I also used it for a piece that we were learning the history of Halloween in the daily 30 group, and one of the traditions of trick-or-treating, dressing up and traditions of trick-or-treating came from the Middle Ages. So we had to stitch on something with something in the middle of something else. So I used it for that, and I think I also used it for something that flies. I did in another challenge. So this is Penny Angel. I put 1,114 stitches in on her. Oh, let me show you where she was last time you saw her. Not very much done at all. I think I had worked on her twice since Mania at this point. So I've come a long way on her, and she'll be finished this week. So 1,114 stitches, and this is where she is now. So I did my own conversion. There's only 3 colors. And there's a gold, and her dress is a tan, and then the black. And something in the middle of something else. She's got little rectangles in the middle of circles in her little buttons. And so I love the way she's turning out. The only thing left is the banner up here that says 1822, and then the 2 little buttons on the side. So I should be able to knock that out. So hopefully she'll be finished next week. And the other whip that I worked on, Embroidery.com Facebook group, which was the inspiration for me to start the Daily 30 group. Back in February, Donette had a challenge where you stitched for 30 minutes a day. And you had to stitch for 30 minutes a day the month of February. And if you did, you won a prize. Well, I did that, and I got into a habit of that. So after that challenge ended, I decided to keep up with the Daily 30, stitching Daily 30, 30 minutes a day. And I've done that all year. And what it precipitated the Daily 30 group. I just made that group so that I could keep track of my projects that I was working on for 30 minutes a day. And then it just grew from there. Well, Donette is having a new challenge called #witcystitchy. And this one started October 19th, and it's for the 13 days of Halloween. So it started the 19th, and from the 19th through the 31st, the 13 days, you are to stitch an hour. So she's up the bar a little bit. So I decided to join in, and if you do stitch an hour for those 13 days, then you'll get a custom needle minder. So I thought that was a really neat prize, and I'm going to try to do it. And I have, had it not been for that challenge, I probably would have went a few days without stitching this week because I just haven't felt like it. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to do the challenge, so it has pushed me. Now, also, it's a timed challenge. It's not counting stitches. And I decided that I was going to work on my Rosewood Manor inspiration because this one has a lot of backstitch. All those vines are backstitched, and there's a lot of color changes because there's 10 stitches of one color, then 5 stitches of one color, and those little flowers. So that piece does not lend itself very well to counting challenges because it's hard to count the backstitch. A lot of the back stitches in this one, the vines, you go over 2 and up 1, so it spans like 4 or 2 blocks, like on your chart. It goes from the bottom left of one across to the top right of the next block. So that counts as one stitch. I mean, half a stitch. So you have to count 2 of those in order to have one stitch. So it's really difficult to count that kind of backstitch. If it was just a one backstitch in a line, you know, that's easy. But this is so mixed as far as where the stitches go and I have to go so slowly because if I mess up counting one little bit, it's going to be completely off. So I have to go very slowly. So this piece, that's exactly why I haven't picked this piece up this year much, because it's hard to count. So with the 13 days, I thought it's a perfect opportunity because it's a timed challenge and I can track my time and not have to count those back stitches. I tried anyway. I tried to count them, but just for my Stitching to Mordor challenge. But as far as counting for the Witchy Stitchy, I don't have to. I could just put in an hour, and I set my stopwatch on my phone. And if I get up to do something, get a drink, or I stop it, I am actually tracking stitching time on the project. So if I have to frog, I'll stop the timer, I'll frog, and then I'll start it back and do it again, which I've had to a few times. So that's why I chose inspiration for that challenge, and I'm excited to get 13 hours into this, and I'm hoping after the challenge is over, I'll still want to continue, if not every day, you know, at least 3 or 4 times a week so that I can get this one, you know, closer to finish. So let me show you where she was the last time you saw her. And I'm going to give you a good starting picture from the last video I showed her, because I don't want to take her off the Q-snap right away because I want to get further along on it. So I'll give you a good starting picture. And last night when I was stitching, I started up the side with my border, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. That border lined up perfectly, absolutely perfectly. I mean, now y'all, I haven't stitched on this. Okay, earlier in the year I stitched on it a little bit, and then before that it had been years since I had touched it. So I had went all the way around that border and come around the bottom, and I just had that one corner to go and up the other side. And so it had been a while since I had touched this piece, so I was like, I was matched up perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Oh my gosh, just like with Monopoly, the lights shone from the sky. I heard angels singing. I mean, it was just fabulous. It matched up perfectly. So 4 hours of stitching, 4 complete good hours of stitching on this one. Now this will show you how slow this is going. And I counted, I know I'm off in my count, but the best I could do, 598 stitches in 4 hours. So here is my progress. So basically I've gotten everything from here over, from right here. I got the rest, a little piece of this border, and I was about right here somewhere. And so I got all this, and it matched up perfectly up here. And I actually have a little video clip of showing where that matched up. I'll just put it here because I was trying to hold my camera and stitch at the same time, and it took me a little while to get that in there. But I just had to film it. I was like, this is so cool. So because when you haven't touched anything in a while, you really don't expect it to match up like that. But here's where I am, and I'm not really sure about this. And instead of trying to find out, I think I'm off. I think I'm off right here. Instead of trying to find out where, I'm going to start plugging in these flowers, and then that'll tell me. That'll tell me. But I do believe I'm off like a stitch somewhere here. I don't know. But the flowers, when I put the flowers in, that'll tell me exactly where I'm off in this vine, so that I can just frog it and fix it. So that's where I am on that one. I'm excited. I'll take a picture when I move the Q-snap. Because if it's on the Q-snap next week, I'm not going to want to move it. But when it comes off, I'll take a picture. So I'll have it. That's where I am on inspiration. Excited to get back on that one. That's my stitching for the week. 1,712 stitches, and a lot of that's back stitching, and the 598 is the little flowers and the back stitching on, and the border on that one. And 1,712 stitches. I'm on Journey 6 on my Stitching to Mordor challenge. Roros to Isengard. I'm hiking in a valley on the way to Treebird's home. So that's where I am on Journey 6. So I'm about halfway done with Journey 6. Just about. Okay, let's play bingo. We've got a new bingo game starting. Exciting stuff. Exciting. Excited to have, oh goodness, so many of you participating this round. We're going to have a lot of fun. So the theme was holiday, and I have this little box that my sons got me for Christmas several years back. I spent 3.5 years in Germany when I was younger, when they were little, and I love Lebkuchen. I can't read the brand on this, but it's from Nuremberg, which I've been to Nuremberg. I went to the Christmas market in Nuremberg, Germany. You're talking about a fairy tale. That is an absolute fairy tale, those Christmas markets in Germany, especially in Nuremberg, in the shadow of the Nuremberg Castle. But anyway, this had Lebkuchen in it, which is German gingerbread. And I think they got it at World Market. It was actually good gingerbread. Lebkuchen. It's not like the original, but it was good. So I enjoyed that, and I kept this little box, and I've had it all these years. And it's a holiday box because I'm not going to wind it up because it won't stop when the lid shuts. So I want you to listen though. So it's a little music box. So I put the bingo words in here. So every week we'll be using this to pull words from. So all 40 words are in there. And we're going to start by drawing the first 3. So good luck, everyone. This is the cutoff. No more words will be accepted. So if you haven't gotten in by now, it's too late. You'll have to wait till next round. The first word is number 9, spooky. Number 9, spooky. The second word is number 19, feast. Number 19, feast. And the third word for the week is number 38, Jingle Bells. Got one from each holiday, didn't we? Number 38, Jingle Bells, Christmas. Number 19, Feast, Thanksgiving. And number 9, Spooky for Halloween. So that's our first 3 words. So good luck, everybody. My friend Sharon sent some items for our Daily 30 boutique, and she also sent something that for me that I wanted to show you, but she sent me this little retro card. I love this. These things, these little cards and notes that I receive are perfect for my journaling. So I'm very excited to see all of the different patterns and designs on these cards that I receive, and I really appreciate you all sharing them with me. But she sent me a sweet little note, and I have to show you these. I have to show you these napkins she sent me. Check these out. Look at these. Aren't they adorable? I have never seen napkins that cute. The ears are like gold foil. Just so cute. The brand is Mary Mary. That's just too much. So I wanted to show you a couple of the charts that she sent, and this one especially is just really, really special. This is Black Branch Needlework. This is Holiday Wreath. Now, Black Branch Needlework is the predecessor for Sampling of Memories. And you know Sampling of Memories is LaDonna Snellbaker, and she is a FlossTuber. And I know a lot of you know who LaDonna is. She's a very, very sweet lady, and she now designs under Sampling of Memories. So I will link her below. I'll also link the Black Branch Needlework blog. And on that blog, the very first post is a cardinal freebie that is absolutely beautiful. So go check out that freebie and from Black Branch. But I love this little holiday wreath. It's simple and it's an antique reproduction. That's what Black Branch Needleworks was. It was she did antique reproductions and samplers. And she also did her original designs, but I thought that was really neat. And that's going to stitch up so quick, and you can update the colors of it. You know, you can imagine all the different color possibilities. I love that. And she also sent this Heart in Hand, which I think is adorable. Red Letter Day. That is so cute. That would stitch up very quickly too. So, thank you, Sharon. Thank you for sending those goodies along. I really appreciate it. And this is a little bit of happy mail. I love it. Now, Fat Quarter Shop. I wanted to show you a few things that they have available, and I'm going to read to you. Hopefully, not very. I'm going to read to you about these because I'm not familiar with the terms that are used, but I'm going to read you what they say so that you'll know what I'm showing you, okay? Now, these are all new items in their shop, and I wanted to share these with you. This is, oh my gosh, wait till you see. Okay, this is the Pillow Talk book. It is 100 pages from That's So Emma, and it's Pillow Talk. Your interior style is ready for a makeover with Etia Sitar. Is that it? Etia Sitar's next book with It's So Emma. Pillow Talk. 25 dazzling pillows cover different holidays, seasons, styles, and sentiments. Sample different techniques, including paper piecing and applique in these quick projects with tips from Etia. With such a versatile set of pillow designs, Pillow Talk is perfect for clubs and classes. Look at these pillows. Yeah, oh my goodness. I imagine walking into a house and seeing a bed like that. This is fabulous. Look here. Look what they did. I My grandfather had an orange one of these when I was growing up. No heater. Cold as crap to get in that in the wintertime. You had to sit on the hump in the middle of it was, you know, I love it. And I'll never forget the sound of that they make. That little sounds like they're a wind-up car, right? But this book is full of beautiful images, beautiful pillows. Someday. All right. I also have Perfect 5 Quilts. This book will charm you, we're sure. The Perfect 5 Quilt book by It's So Emma contains 17 quilts that will delight and inspire, all made with classic 5-inch charm squares. With options using 1, 2, 3, and 4 charm packs, it's a perfect companion to help quilters stash bust as well as stash build. Dazzling and delectable, choose from an assortment of different styles, quilts, and pair them with your favorite pre-cuts. This book has a theme, and the theme is cookies. It is so, look, it's just, okay, here are the quilts that are in this book. Animal Crackers quilt, gingerbread, icebox cookie, sugar cookie, biscotti, ginger snap, pinwheel, pizzelle, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, snickerdoodle, spritz cookie, fortune cookie, frosted cookie, macaroon, and shortbread. You know, that is so cute. And they show you the charm packs to suggest to put them in and how to cut them. And I mean, each one has, this is the, let me show you this. This is the macaroon. See? Just all different patterns. 17 quilts. And they're all cookie themed. That is perfect for the holidays, you know. And that would be perfect gift, too, for a quilter for the holidays, because it's all cookies. You know, a cookie exchange. You could take this to a cookie exchange at somebody's house that quilts. It's so cool. So that's Perfect 5 Quilts. And then also available, they have these 6 and 12-inch log cabin foundation papers. Quilt block foundation paper. And these are marked so that you can use your strips and pre-cuts with these papers. It makes it easier. And there's the 12-inch, and then here is the 6-inch. So that's for the log cabin quilt. So those are all available in the Fat Quarter Shop, which is linked below. So all you quilters, go check those out. Now, oh, I forgot something. Hang on. Look what I got. I got the Topia project bag. Look at that. And inside, oh my goodness, I'm excited to get this started. This is part of my plans this week. The supply list, and there is the Topia chart. This is the charity stitch for the Make-A-Wish Foundation that Fat Quarter Shop is sponsoring, and I am so excited to be taking part of this. And what my plan is this week is we're all being allowed to choose our own colors and our own fabrics. So I am extremely excited. There, it's charted for Orifloss and DMC. And I'm going to pull the DMCs, and then I'm going to look at what I have in my stash. And I'm not sure if I'll brighten it up or tone it down. I don't know. But I'm excited to dig into that and do some floss toss and figure out figure out what I'm planning on doing. So I'm excited to get started on this. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. I will link the landing page for the Bloomtopia Stitch Along below if you want to check it out and maybe get involved and make your donation and stitch along with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. This weekend, I missed the cross stitch, 24 hours of cross stitch the last time because I was at retreat. So I have decided that this weekend is going to be a marathon stitch weekend for me. I am going to make some treats. I'm going to cuddle in with my stitching. I'm going to watch Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm going to watch all kinds of, Scooby-Doo. I love those movies. You watch Scooby-Doo? I love those Scooby-Doo movies. I'm going to watch, what's another one? Halloween Town. I love that one too. So I don't like the horror movies. I never have. I cannot watch horror movies, so I'm not that kind of Halloween girl. But I'm a definite Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town girl. So I'm going to cuddle in with those. Charlie Brown's Halloween, Great Pumpkin Halloween special was on last night, so I watched that. My husband actually came and watched it with me, so that was really nice. So watch that. That's a must do every year. So I'm going to cuddle in with some treats and some coffee and some wine and my stitching, and I'm going to make it a stitching weekend. I wish Cindy was here so that we could do it together, but she's off gallivanting and she's not available. But yeah, it's I'm excited. I'm really excited to just sit down with my stitching and cuddle in, and hopefully it'll rain a little bit, be chilly outside, and it'll just be the perfect fall weekend of stitching. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about that. So Virtual Stitchers is actually having a stitch-a-thon this weekend, which is the marathon stitching. And so if you would like to join their YouTube, I'll link it below as well, and go spend some time with them. And it's very easy to connect with the Virtual Stitchers. So I'm hoping to do a little bit of that too. And I wanted to say something. I know when I asked you if you wanted to hear about my challenges every week, some of you said you really like the challenges and you like hearing about them. Well, I have an idea for you. If you're not really sure that you would like to do the challenges or not, actually officially join a challenge group. There are several out there, really good ones. There's Magical Stitches. There is Stitching Quest to Destroy the One Ring, that has the Stitching to Mordor challenge. They also have weekly challenges if you like Lord of the Rings. There's also a relatively new group called Enchanted Stitching, which is Disney themed. They take Disney movies, and during the month they make challenges. I'll link this below too. They make challenges to fit the Disney movies. So that's really a lot of fun too. So there are all kinds of them out there, and there's no, most of them have no pressure. There's just no pressure. You do what you want to do. He's 18 years old. He does what he wants. But anyway, the challenges. Now, if you're not sure about joining a group, okay, the Virtual Stitchers YouTube, a group of the ladies weekly on usually Sundays, they do a video and they discuss the homework for several of the challenge groups. What they do is they'll list the homework assignments or the prompts, challenges. In my group, they're not called homework. It's called their prompts and challenges. They'll list those, and then they'll go through the process of what's in their head as far as what they're thinking about stitching to meet those challenges. So if you're not sure, if it's something that you've thought about, you don't know if you could do it, you don't know, go tune in, listen to one of those discussions, write the challenges down, pick one of the groups or do them all, write them down, and then during the week challenge yourself. to meet some of those challenges. Challenge yourself, not officially in any group. Just write them down, listen to them, write them down, and then see what you can do to meet those challenges. And who knows, you may like it. You may like it, and you may want to officially join a group. So that's a good way of testing the waters to see if it's something that you would like. If you've never counted stitches before, I had never counted stitches before February when I joined Magical Stitches. I had never even thought about it. And I didn't think I would like it. And I held off and held off and held off. And then finally I just said, well, I'm going to try it. And I jumped in head first into Magical Stitches. And it turns out I adore it. I absolutely adore counting my stitches because I can see what kind of progress I'm making every week. And that is a good gauge for me. Like, I did 1,700 this week, which is okay. If I do 800, I know it wasn't a good stitchy week. If I do 3,000, it was a great stitchy week. So it helps me gauge how much I'm doing. I know so many people are using these challenges to get so many finishes done, so much progress on their whips. And it does motivate you because if you challenge yourself to do these stitches, then at the end of that challenge, you have a feeling of accomplishment. And it's just, that's worth it. That's worth its weight, you know. So try it out. Go and watch one of those videos and write them down and try it out and see what you think. And then if you like it, join a group and jump in. And if you don't, then you'll know, right? You'll know it's not for you. Most of them have timed challenges. So if you don't like to count, you can always join the timed sections, the timed challenges like Stitch for an hour or Stitch for 2 hours. So, you know, a lot of people don't like the counting, but they like the timed. I'm one of the ones who don't like the timed, but I like the counting. So, you know, you may find something that you really like. So those are my plans for this upcoming week. Status of my room. I am almost completely moved in. I am almost completely finished. And I've been working a little bit during the week. My husband forbidded me to do too much. My body's not going to let me do too much. So I do what I can when I can, and I'm resting. So I work a few hours a day and getting everything. I've got more than I thought I did. Once I started gathering stuff and putting it in one place, it's more than I thought I had. I'm not inundated. I'm not a hoarder by any means. I've still got lots of empty boxes, lots of empty containers that are not filled yet. And I'm not really, you know, to the point where I'm going to fill them because I don't have that much. But I do have more than I thought I did. So I'm not even going to promise a video this week. If it happens, it happens. It's coming along, and I'm not even going to say I'll do a video this week, because if I say it, I won't do it. So we'll see. We'll see. But I've got stuff I just need to rearrange, and it's close. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your messages, your emails. I really appreciate every one of you. I'm trying my best to get caught up with, please don't look to me for anything going on in FlossTube. I have no idea what's going on in FlossTube land. I have no idea. There are a couple ladies that I watch every time they drop a video, and that's all I have had time for lately. And so I'm so out of the loop when it comes to FlossTube. So hopefully I'll get some time this weekend and get caught up on some of my favorite people and see what they're up to. And so just plugging away. So I'm going to leave you for this week, and I will see you next week. And until then, happy stitching.